Tell us what's going on, Sue. This is so cool.
Well, I tell Kelly the thing that I like the best about this image
Hmm.
is it reminds me of the things that I used to play with when I was a little kid.
Right?
That my mom would always say, "Stop playing with that. You're going to break it." I
What?
can sit here and do this all day, and I'm not going to break it.
Stop
All
it,
right,
Sue.
so,
You're going to break it.
right? So this represents the three themes in my cluster,
By the way,
and
Sue,
these dots here,
do you remember
yes,
do you remember telling me when we were building themes in 1.0 to stop clicking so many times? So I would
yes,
break it?
yes. And that was the thing.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting you.
So these dots that are interlinked between multiple themes are keywords that are shared between those themes. The darker the green, the the higher the dollar value. The larger the dot, the higher the market share. And then obviously the blue dots are actually the parent terms for the theme. So and when you hover over it, you can see what the theme is and how much it costs. All right, I'll try to not play with it because I'm sure it's quite distracting. Two columns that we added just this morning that we're still playing with. One is the buying cycle, and the other one is the important engagement. And so buying cycle, the higher the number in the buying cycle, the closer to the end of the buying cycle the keyword is. And important engagement has to do with searches and videos and the cost per click and a couple of other things. So we're toying around with being able to determine exactly how, not only how engaging, I mean, you can tell by the number of YouTube videos, right? You could sort by YouTube videos and you can say, hey, well, you know, science is one of those terms that has a whole bunch of videos about it. Science, cell, you know, we could come down with something a little bit, nutrient supplements, personal finance. That's interesting. As in CoQ10, Q10. So, you know, you can find that from just the number of YouTube videos as to like how many videos people are creating around a particular topic. But the idea that I'm trying to show with important engagement is that these are keywords that people also search for and they're also bidding on. So the higher the search volume, the more people are bidding on, the more videos there are, the more important engagement there is. Because this is market analysis, right? So when you look at a market, you want to know how, like, not only what is it that I'm looking at in terms of barrier to entry and cost when I look at the competitive analysis screen, but I also want to know like how engaged is this market in videos, because in a perfect world, if the engagement factor is high, then I'm going to want to have videos on my landing pages, right? So anyway, that's the idea behind those two columns, and I was up picking Russell's brain until about 1 o'clock in the morning, and then up again at like 6 or 7 o'clock this morning trying to talk to Kelly and explain to him how all these things need to fit together. And we argued vehemently for hours until my brain completely fried, and then I was just like, okay, I gotta get rid of this bloody email. So that's our latest and greatest screen.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Right? Good stuff. And he doesn't have any of the other stuff that we talked about finished yet. I don't know why. He's slacking. He said he blew something up, right?
Yeah, he's always.
Oh, but he did give me the sample of the new splatter graph. Hang
Oh,
on,
great.
let me show you this one.
That's what we worked
So,
on
so
now.
this is,
Okay.
right, this is rank authority along this axis, and this is, we mesh the DA and PA together in a very particular way that Jimmy and I came up with, and we call it trust authority. So the trust authority is along this axis. So this is, in other words, if you end up with something up here, oh wait, rank authority, oh,
That's rank authority, Sue.
you rank authority along this side and trust and citations along this side.
Did you
Oh,
change
that's
it?
interesting, but not what I was hoping. No, rank authority is the DA and PA stuff.
And
But
that's
this
what?
is
That's a new
this is the
algorithm.
trust and this is the trust and citations. Oh, this was going to go on the competitive analysis. That's why I was looking for something, a different scatter graph. Okay, so this is the thing that'll be on the. This is going to replace the bar charts, which are beautiful, but I think hard to grok, that are over here.
Can we have both?
Yeah, exactly. I want you guys to be aware that she's sliding. She's all excited and flustered. When she gets excited, she talks way above our heads. So the rank authority, okay, that's a new algorithm. Like, remember I opened this call talking about the algorithms she invented in 2000. This is the new one. It's going to replace many of our functions. DA and PA still make sense, but this, I know I'm biased, but it's actually way, way better. It's way better.
I needed one thing. I need one value.
Exactly.
That tells me what domain authority and page authority really mean. So like when you look at, let me just show you. Let me show you. We've got, this is the number of relevant pages on the website, and this is the topic specificity. So if the topic specificity is 42, that means that there's roughly twice as many pages. So there's roughly 150 pages on nootropicsdepot.com, and only half of them are actually relevant to one of these three themes, okay? Which is just stupid to me, but that's beside the point. So when I look here at the page authority and the domain authority, it's like, okay, what am I really looking at? If I want to beat this person, like, let's just go take a look at the keywords that they rank for. They rank number one for their own domain name. That's peachy. They don't rank too well for much of anything else. But if they were ranking well for a term that I wanted, like anarastam or something like that, then when I look at their domain authority and their page authority, I need to know, like, how competitive is that really? So in my head, I was going to 3 different sites, I was collecting 4 different pieces of data, and I was mushing them all together to come up with some kind of a value. And so we did all of that for you, and we now call it rank authority, and it's just right there. Now, I realize 17 doesn't really mean a whole lot of anything. Even if you put it on a scale of 1 to 100, it's like, okay, what does 17 really mean? But we'll get to that. We're going to have an ROI screen that will tell you in dollars and cents what that means. And in the meantime, you have a scale of 1 to 100, and you go, okay, 17, that 17 isn't horrific. Anything that's under, say, 35 is pretty doable, right? You're not going to have to, like, you're not going to have to be a Jimmy Kelly to rank for something that's 35 and under.
Yay!
So, right? So, that's where this comes in. So we want to plot rank authority this way. So then stuff that's up here at the top means it's a pretty steep, whatever the site is, that's got a pretty steep rank authority, and beating that would be bad. And if you have, so then the trust over citation, what that means is, we're taking this off of, oh, criminies, if I quote somebody. No, I'll quote the wrong site. Anyway, if you look at the trust divided by the citations, you get a number that indicates whether or not they have a lot of good links. So if I put that on the x-axis and you end up with people over here, then you know they have a lot of good links and they have a lot of rank authority, and beating them is going to be expensive. If they're down over here, you know that beating them is going to be cheap. So then if I look at a cluster, or if I look at a theme, so for example, this cluster, everybody's like around in here, meaning there's a few people who have done a pretty good job getting some nice domain authority and page authority, but most of the sites are down here except for this one heavy hitter, and of course when it's actually part of the software you'll be able to put your cursor over it and figure out who it is. But there's that one person there that is the person to beat in this cluster, and most of the people are fair to middling. So, I mean, I already knew health and wellness, like it's not a really steep actually, this is soft ligands, so never mind. I can't imagine that ligands is a particularly difficult cluster either. So, so I can imagine that this isn't going to be a huge cost to get in and dominate this market, but then when you look at this graph, it kind of just jumps off the screen and goes, yeah, that's not going to be horrible.
Sweet.
All right.
So that's the do this in order to get rich and don't do this in order to not get rich dummy chart.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay, that cleared that right up.
Good.
Yeah, but I can use some of the data in that chart right there to sell.
Well, isn't that the same thing?
That is actually, so that is actually
sell this to get
the point, right?
Yeah.
Well,
These charts are designed, well, they're designed to give you, you're supposed to be able to look at them and you're supposed to be able to get some intelligent data out of it too, but they're also to wow your client. You can be able to grab these images and throw them into a blueprint, a digital marketing blueprint, and sell it for big bucks.
yeah, that's what I see about the entire new Kraken. All I hear is dollar signs as I play with it, and I want to build a blueprint. When's Kelly going live with it?
This is beta. You can build a blueprint with this. This is the late alpha part of beta. I thought it was going to be beta 2 weeks ago, but it's still alpha. But it's up in an area that you can get it.
Yeah, I've been playing with it this morning.
That's what I thought.
He's already got clients looking at it. Damn it.
He's already sold 3 blueprints.
Exactly.
That's why he's been quiet all day.
One of the questions that came up earlier in the room, not to slip this conversation over into MDM training. If you guys aren't familiar with that, you want to get started, please do go to freeagencytraining.com if you're interested in selling the data. Somebody asked, how long does it take to sell more than one blueprint every month like this, using this type of data and other kind of data that we already teach you? And again, that just depends. We've had people that sold blueprints before they even came into the program, Sherman Hugh. Sorry. We had people that sold data. We had people that sell more than 2 blueprints. So I guess my point is that you were looking for a guarantee, and it's not, and that's one of the reasons why we broke the training down into 3 separate areas, okay? So just wanted to catch that because it kind of floated by in the sea of questions today.
Right. We had a question just a few minutes ago about how somebody would use this data and to put into a digital marketing blueprint for client getting. And so I just wanted to show you, like, we created actually a free area so that you would get some ideas. And you can get into this, you can kick around in here, you can take a look, you can watch some of our videos, and when you're ready, you can upgrade to the next level. And could we just pop the
I'm doing it. Yeah.
the URL for the
guys,
free area, sign up into?
Yeah, if you go to the freeblueprinttraining.com, I'm tossing it in there. That'll take you right there. That's our level 0-level 1 training, okay? For those of you who have not jumped in. This is actually, and again, many of you on here are SEOs. You already have your own agencies. You're not even using the data necessarily to pitch or sell clients. You're just using the data to blow away the rankings, okay, and build silo structures. Well, there's another level to making money with our technology, and that is what Mike teaches, what Sue and I teach, that you can use the reports, the methods, the blueprint that Mike shows in several other classes to actually close clients for larger contracts and make money up front instead of actually waiting to get paid, okay? So a lot of different ways to make money with Network Empire, so I want to make sure that you guys are just aware of that, okay? Cool. Sweet.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we've been going on for a long time. Oh, you got more stuff to show?
Nope, that's that. I'll put myself.
She warned us before we started today, like, don't get her started. And the thing is that she's not even showing you the stuff that actually blows my mind, which is the life cycle of the buyer. That's actually the first in history for any company to create that. We've been talking about that since forever, basically, and I kind of thought it couldn't be done.
That was the buying cycle. I did show that.
Yeah. Oh, you did? Okay.
It's here, the buying cycle.
Well, you kind of slid it, like, oh yeah.
I slid over it, yeah.
Way. I mean,
I need to be able to sort on this, but
you guys will.
so
yeah.
like.
Go ahead.
Like, let me show you this for a sec. So this is scaled. This is scaled from 1 to 100, and so the higher the number, the further down the life cycle, the closer to the buy button somebody is, right? And as I said, this is my very first time actually seeing this in more than the sample spreadsheet that I've been playing around with. So it might still need a little bit of tweaking, but I think we can get a pretty good handle on this in terms of like being able to point out to you the keywords that you're going to want to use, particularly on your money site, and make sure that you have a really strong call to action there, as opposed to keywords that are more information only that you're probably going to want to use more in your blog or in your WR2 sites and WR3 sites. Like, I think we're going to be able to use this this buying cycle indicator to do some pretty wicked things. So
Exactly. Don, that's kind of an advanced question. I don't want to get into today, otherwise we'll be in here another hour. How do you choose the clusters to go into a theme? That's part of the training, and there's going to be a few.
You go through yesterday's webinar.
Exactly. Mike shows you that theme.
Yeah.
There's a couple different ways you can do things. I know some of you haven't worked with Krakken, so you're coming from Keywords by Network Empire or TLKT formerly. So just go through yesterday's webinar, which I don't even know if it's been posted yet. Yes, it has. But Don, ask in the forum where that is, okay, in the Skype room. Anyway, we do need to move on. We need to wrap this up.
I'll make sure that it goes back in the updates channel.
Yeah, we've been going for a long time, but there's so much to show you guys. Just know that it's a whole new world. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close this down today. We're going to close on the Krakken thing. Hope you enjoyed a little futuring thing and our conversations about futuring. We enjoy that as well. And we have a webinar tomorrow. I would like everybody to be there. I'm sorry, not tomorrow. God.
MDM webinar.
I'm sorry. We have a webinar on Thursday. I can't even keep track of all the webinars, so don't feel bad. And just know that I had nothing to do at all with planning that many, Sue Bell. And
Don't do any name dropping, Russ.
Richard Young, you asked earlier. I'm going to pass it to you, Rich. You asked earlier if these webinars are ongoing. Yes, Rich. If you're on this list, you are always on this list, and yes. So these Tuesdays are every week. Okay, and the replays are for paid only. And if you're not a basic member at networkempire.basic.com, then the replays are not available to you, but it's open to the public. Okay, just not the replays. All right, so that's how we're doing that, at least right now. And we're dropping the, oh, somebody already did it. Wow.
I was quick.
It's artificial intelligence. Okay, so that's how that works. Network Empire is amazing. I'm glad you enjoy it, Richard. Thank you. We like hearing that. And tell all your friends and more and more.